What if I told you that endless crunches, punishing cardio sessions, and even your perfect diet are not the answer to losing that last stubborn layer of belly fat? The real secret isn't found in the gym at all. It's hidden in what you're doing in the other 23 hours of the day. Today, I'm giving you the exact 3-step system the elite athletes use to target that stubborn fat by fixing the real culprits, the hormonal roadblocks holding your progress hostage. Hi, my name is Boris Kish. I'm an IBB license coach, professional nutritionist, and a super heavyweight bodybuilding competitor in the over 100 kilo category, which is over 220 pounds on stage. I'm 6'4" tall, which is 193 centimeters. Welcome to my channel. Now, let's get directly into the problem and payoff, mostly payoff. That's number 1. Number 2 and 3 are also extremely important. Otherwise, the number 1 won't be working. So how to get those additional 1000 calories during the day so that it's fun? You have to know that there are many things that you can do during the day where you can burn them. For example, first 10,000 steps, that is around 500 calories, believe it or not. If you're walking normally, if you're going somewhere where you're having, for example, some kind of additional action, I don't know, you go to the shopping mall or, whatever do you like to, look, to buy, wherever do you want to walk. Honestly, I like walking in the city, looking at shops. This is my favorite thing to do when I want to achieve that amount of walking. That's around 5 to 6 kilometers or 3-4 miles. So you can do this basically every day, whenever you want, and just look on the Google Maps how much is that route going to be and where exactly are you supposed to go, right? Number 2, honestly, is sexual activity with your partner. If, averagely, if it is going to take around 20 minutes, I don't know, are you a stud? Can you do it maybe or probably longer? For me, 20 minutes is more than enough. It's going to take around 200 additional calories, right? So we have 500 from walking, 200 from sexual intercourse with your partner. And if you do that twice a day, why not? If you're working out, eating properly, doing your cardio, that's already 900 calories, 2 times 200. The other additional activity that I would recommend, for example, is if you have children, if you play with the children, 30 minutes of playing on the floor, on the carpet, actively, maybe doing some wrestling, whatever you like, whatever your child like, is again another 200, 250 calories. If you're going to help your neighbor, or relative, if you have to move some furniture in his apartment from point A to point B, or clean the basement, move some heavy stuff, that's also going to be additional 200 calories. Do you understand? And, if, for example, you want to, how to say in English, cut the grass outside, I think it's called mowing the lawn. That's again another, unless it's super huge, super big, right? It's again another additional 200, 250 calories. So you can pick some of these activities, and that's additional 1000 calories per day. And before we go to number 2 and number 3, because without number 2 and number 3, really, my friend, this doesn't work, doesn't make sense. This is not the point that you don't do anything plus this, but this will be your proper motivation how to get additional calories if you want to get rid of that stubborn belly fat and go down to minus 10% of body fat. So, before we go to number 2, I would really like to ask you, if you like this content, please hit that like and subscribe for more raw, real, unfiltered and uncut videos, and I'd really appreciate. Number 2 is why without the training and proper cardio, this doesn't make sense. And as I always explain, I will explain to you now even better. Of course, if you're first time here, welcome. The average body is going to spend, male body, around 3000 calories daily. When we do the summa summarum for the whole week, if you're training 4 times per week, but really training like a man fully actively, as I'm pretty sure that you do, right? And if you're doing the HIIT cardio after every workout, that's going to last another, I would say, 20 minutes. 1 minute fast, 1 minute slow. You do that for 20 minutes, 4 times per week is for the whole week. When you do the math, you don't have to do, I did it for you, it's 3,000 calories daily that you're supposed to spend, and those 3,000 calories, when you spend with additional 1,000 that I just explained in the first part, is already 4,000 calories. And in my, videos, I will also do this in a short brief right now. I don't recommend more than that you go below 2,500 calories per day. Of course, it's not the same for everyone. I got some comments last time that for somebody that is bulking, if you're bulking with 2,500 calories, then your metabolism is definitely destroyed and you need an expert who can fix that. But 2,500 calories is 200 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of fat. So imagine if you're taking that every day and you're spending 4,000 calories that I calculated for you in the first and the second part. Imagine how fast is your weight going to drop on a weekly basis. If you do this, if you're going to be disciplined, and I'm pretty sure that you are, why not? You will be ripped. You will get rid of that stubborn belly fat much faster than you can possibly imagine. Before we go to number 3, I would really like, now because I talked about gym, I would really like to inform you that I created 3 completely free training splits that you can get for free. Join the coaching newsletter and I'm going to send them right to your email. Number 3 is, why is this stubborn belly fat, visceral fat, belly fat, non-stop there around the stomach, why does it go last, after no matter what you do, is because of the hormone that I was mentioning in the hook of this episode, is cortisol. When the cortisol, the stress hormone, is up, the lower stubborn belly fat, the visceral fat, won't go away no matter what. So what was the point, of this video, is that you find this additional activity where you're going to burn another 1,000 calories, or you can do more. I just give you some rough calculations. You can put on your, artificial intelligence, program that you're using. I'm using Claude. How much are you, spending calories when you're doing that and that. Put your height, put your weight, put your age. Is going to give you the same numbers as I did, probably maybe more if you're bigger and heavier, maybe a bit less, but I was looking at the sweet spot, So how to lower the cortisol, the stress hormone, is when you're doing some activities that you like. Of course, if you're going in the shopping, as I like, buying stuff that you like, that you don't have to spend a lot of money, of course, then, of course, the stress is going to be reduced. For example, I like also cleaning the apartment. If I have to, clean my apartment when my partner is not here, then, I really like to do everything, clear, that everything is clean and pedant, and it's going to take maybe 1 hour until it's fully clean because, I clean it regularly. Of course, I like to help her. And this is also, for example, additional 300 calories. Do you understand? So, the point is reducing the bad hormones, not the bad. Reducing the hormones. Cortisol is important for survival, but it's an enemy when it comes to getting off that stubborn belly fat and feeling happy at the same time. Now, I want to ask you in the comment section, let's chat. What's your favorite additional activity for fat burning? Is it walking, doing sports with friends, sex, doing something, around the house? Please write down. I'm really curious. Let's chat. And next, I would really like to inform you how to get rid of that stubborn, visceral fat below the chest, below the tits for a man that doesn't budge, If you really want to solve it, click on this video. I highly recommend it. And thank you for watching. I'll see you there.